morning. Good morning. It's great to see everyone, and welcome to Alumni Weekend. I'm Ellis, Arnold, class of 1979, and Senior Executive Vice President. I'm pleased to welcome you here today. We kicked off Alumni Weekend yesterday in this very room with the Recipient Club banquet, and I know that a number of you were able to attend that. That's always a memorable occasion, and yesterday we inducted the class of 1967. But today is also one that we're always looking forward to, as we recognize our classmates and others who have distinguished themselves through their professions and their service. So we're excited to have this opportunity today to recognize them and their many accomplishments, and please, if you could join us for the celebration. This time I'd like to invite Reverend J.J. Whitney, class of 1996, our chaplain, to provide the invitation.
Let's pray. Gracious and loving God, you created us in your image and called us good. You have given us gifts in order to be co-creators of that goodness and mercy and compassion in the world. As we gather on this day, we celebrate Hendrix alumni who have been remarkable stewards of these gifts in service to their communities. Source of life, we especially give you thanks this morning for the outstanding leadership of Gabrielle Schonder, Dee Dee Allen, and Love Faulkner. These alumni have responded to the callings of their communities and made an impact on the lives of others. Through shedding light for public discourse as instruments of social change, by hearing the needs of those around them, their leadership inspires all of us to use our gifts in service to others. May they find continued energy for what they do to make a difference in our world. So fill us so with your love and grace that we may face each day with a desire to reach out to our neighbors and to respond with integrity to the needs of our time. Send your blessing on this gathering that we might honor and celebrate our Hendrix community. We give thanks for those who prepared and now serve our meal. May we truly recognize your presence as we break bread with each other. Amen.
Thank you, J.J. If you would just continue to enjoy your fellowship for a couple more minutes, and we'll begin our program.
You gotta get your stock on.
Good morning again. Thanks so much for being here. As we begin today, I'd like to take a moment first to express our appreciation to Mike Corey, Chef Scott Pickens, and Minnie Nichols, and the entire dining services staff for their wonderful service and great food. Like yesterday at the Recipient Club, I know that many of you are visiting today and reminiscing about your days on campus and perhaps your former students as well as your former faculty members. If you've got current or retired faculty and staff, if you could, would you please stand so we can recognize you today? We also have some prior Alumni Association Award winners. If you would, if you could please stand so we can recognize any of the prior year recipients of any of the Alumni Association Awards. If you could please stand. One of the groups that works really hard throughout the year on your behalf is the Alumni Association Board of Governors. And they have volunteered all weekend, so there may not be many in the room right now. But we thank them for what they do, because they're all across campus and assisting in many, many ways. And they're your liaison, so please stay in touch with them. I want to recognize them as well as any of our members of the Board of Trustees. They're here. Could you please stand, the current or former trustees of the college? Well, at this time, it's my pleasure to invite President Tsutsui, the 11th President of Hendrix College, to come forward, share greetings, and bring some remarks.
Well, good morning. Good morning. It is a pleasure for us to have you all with us here today as we honor 3 individuals for their achievements and their service to the Hendrix community. It is always fun to recognize exceptional individuals who've done so much, given so much of themselves, and meant so much to so many. This is only my third of these ceremonies, and I have to say the first one was on my inauguration day, and I barely remember it. But still, this stands out to me as one of those annual events on this campus which is genuinely special and genuinely joyful. And I'm glad you all could be part of it this year. Now, there will be many words of praise for our honorees in due course, but my assignment today is just to give you a brief update on the college, as one of the main goals of Alumni Weekend is to make sure that no one leaves this campus without heaping servings of three things: good cafeteria food, nostalgia, and propaganda. As president, of course, my job is to be salesman-in-chief for Hendrix. Happily, that has been an easy job ever since I arrived here, since there is so much good going on this campus, and so much that we could and should collectively celebrate. Now, it's been an exciting and busy academic year at Hendrix. We are just coming to the end of it now. I think most people on this campus would agree that they're eager for the end of the semester and summer vacation. But the reason, of course, is because we've done so much. In the fall, as is often the case, we received good news from some of those many college rankings that come out. Hendrix moved up 10 spots on the U.S. News and World Report Best National Liberal Arts Colleges list to number 72. We were also listed as the number 4 most innovative school in the nation. And this really is a testament to our faculty, to our staff, to our students, and also to our alums, since the reputation of a college is so made by the achievements of you all. So pat yourselves in the back, and do even more so next year we move up again. We earned national recognition for our cafeteria yet again. In fact, if I blink my eyes, sometimes I think another national ranking for the folks in our food services has come our way again. I hope you all know, and I hope you all tell other people, that one of the things that sets Hendrix apart is that unlike most colleges and universities in America that have outsourced their food services to giant corporations from the coasts, at Hendrix, the cafeteria is still part of our family. We run our own food service operations. USA Today has rated the Hendrix Caf as the best college dining service in the state of Arkansas, and number 25 in the nation. The number of online rankings put us in the top 10 or just shy of it. And so, you know, I really think we're top 5, but the rest of the world has to find out. Over the past couple of years, Forbes magazine has also rated us as the best college or university in Arkansas. And I remember when that rating first came out, the response I heard from a lot of Hendrix alums was, duh. And we regularly appear on lists of America's most beautiful campuses, America's best Christian colleges, and so forth and so on. So what is amazing is this little school in Arkansas continues to get such widespread attention for all the good things happening here. Athletics has been very strong for us this year. Yet again, our women's volleyball team won the regular season and the championship, went on to the NCAA tournament. This is the 3rd straight year they have done that. Last year, the year before, of course, they went to the Final Four nationally, which was incredibly exciting, the furthest the Hendrix sports team has ever gotten in postseason competition. This year, they went to the 2nd round, lost in 5 sets to the 4th-ranked team in the nation on their home court. And so there was nothing to be ashamed of there. It was a truly inspiring performance. Football, 4th year back, and continues to impress us all and really contribute a lot to this community. If you have not been to a Hendrix football game, let me please invite you to come up on a beautiful fall Saturday and be with us. You will see it's not exactly the SEC, it's better. The crowd is like a family. We don't charge any admission. We have a pep band now playing in the stands. And let me tell you, the team is darn good. Coach Buchanan has done a fabulous job over just 4 years in really building an incredible program. A season ago, of course, we won the conference championship. This last season we finished 7-3, which was far more than respectable. That was a great year by any standard, but really we probably fell about 5 or 6 plays short of winning the conference championship again. And what was amazing, in our 4th year back, we spent a couple of years in the top 25 rankings nationally in D3 football. If I tell Coach Buck that, you know, football was getting around to applause here, he'll be really pleased with that. Of course, it really is all about the students. I just want to shout out a couple on the football team who came with that class that entered 4 years ago and will be graduating in a few weeks here. Those are folks who really took a chance on Hendrix. You know, a program brought back from over 50 years of mothballs. A small squad, didn't know quite what to expect. They have excelled. Dayton Wynn, who is our running back from little town of Pea Ridge, Arkansas, was twice named first team All-American in D3 football. Hendrix's first All-American in that sport. And Seth Peters, our quarterback from up the road in Greenbrier, well, he is turning pro in football after a fashion. He's going to play this summer in the Finnish Football League. Not that we can even pronounce the name of the city in Finland where he's playing, but what a great adventure that will be for him. And I can't go without mentioning women's basketball, which also won their tournament this year, and I was pleased. Because of my schedule, I have never been able to go to a post-season game for any of the Hendrix sports teams. I was able to be down in Dallas and see them play and take a top 10 team, really scare a top 10 team in their first round game. So we're real proud of them. Now, in case you were wondering, we still do have academics here at Hendrix. Folks do go to class occasionally, and we continue to excel in that regard. And I just want to highlight one aspect of that, and that is our success with Fulbright Awards. And of course, that's a very appropriate one here in the state of Arkansas. We were just recognized by the Institute of International Education as a top producing Fulbright college in 2016. The way they acknowledge these colleges is just by the number of Fulbrights that one receives. So in last year's graduating class, we had 4 of our students receive Fulbright Awards. They are now finishing up their time teaching English and conducting research and studying abroad. So we had 4 out of our student population of about 1,350 at Hendrix. The University of California at Berkeley, which you may know is a little bit bigger school, that has a little bit deeper pockets than Hendrix College, they only had 10 Fulbrights last year. So we're doing pretty darn good on a per capita basis here. Other folks on this campus have won Fulbrights as well. Carol West, who teaches in the English department, won a very, very competitive Fulbright Hayes grant, and she will be taking a group of school teachers from Arkansas and education students from Hendrix to Rwanda this summer to study African culture and literature. Members of our staff, Lee Lassiter Counts, who runs our career services office, won a Fulbright grant to go to Germany to work on internship opportunities in Europe for our students. And Claudia Courtway, who's in our international office here, will be going to Japan this summer. I am terribly envious of her to work on study abroad possibilities and partnerships with Japanese universities. And then finally, we just received news that one of our recent graduates, a really lovely young woman named Tessa Thurman, who's from Hot Springs, who spent the last year on a Watson Fellowship traveling throughout Southeast Asia and Australia, has also won a Fulbright, and she'll be back studying parasitic wasps in macadamia nut orchards in Australia. Somebody has got to do it. Well, back in August, I hope you all received all the news of our success in fundraising. Ellis and his team have done a wonderful job. In August, we completed the $1 million challenge from the Maybe Foundation and started work on the new Marianne and David Dawkins Welcome Center, which is now well underway, just over in this direction. Next year, when you all come back for this event, we'll be able to give you tours of that building, and I think you'll be really, really impressed. Ellis Hall is a lovely historic old structure, but we have literally thousands of prospective students and their families come through this campus every year. And as charming as that building was, it really couldn't accommodate those guests. And so it'll be fabulous to have this new facility so we can really roll out the orange carpet to prospective students and their families. In October, we also launched a new fundraising campaign, which we are simply calling Be Hendrix, which aims to raise $110 million to support scholarships, academic and student success programs, and new facilities on campus. We have already made a very good start on our next major building project. I know some of you who are misty-eyed in remembering Hendrix from days gone by may actually miss Hewlin Hall when it comes down, but I'll tell you, none of us on campus will. Hewlin Hall is just the biggest impediment at Hendrix. We all walk around and barely even see it anymore, and it's right at the heart of our campus. So Hewlin will be coming down. We're going to build something called the Creative Quad, which combines facilities for the arts, a new art museum, music practice facilities, and a film screening room and auditorium, along with student housing, to bring a kind of vibrance right to the center of campus. That project is off to a good start with a $5 million lead gift from Carolyn Miller, a Hendrix alum and Board of Trustee member, and $10 million pledged by the Wingate Foundation, both for construction and for endowment of that new art museum. Over the coming years, we'll also be raising funds for a new Center for Teaching and Learning that will support students and faculty, an expanded Center for Career Services, as well as additional funds for internship and our famed Odyssey program, and a new Center for Inclusive Community that will really help support multicultural students on our campus. We've been working hard over the past 3 years to increase diversity and inclusion, and that effort to really be the kind of welcoming community we want to be is critical to that. Campaigns are always an exciting, busy time. I know people see Ellis and me and start to walk the other direction sometimes, but I have just been blown away by the enthusiasm and the generosity which Hendrix alums and friends have shown for the college and for its future growth. It is that generosity in the past that has allowed Hendrix to be the institution it is today. It is that generosity that allows us to continue to attract through scholarships the best and the brightest students from this state and across the nation and the world. And I thank all of you for your support in these efforts. But hardly least, among the members of the Hendrix family who deserve a shout out are, needless to say, you all, our alums. The reputation of this college is grounded in very large part on the continued distinction of our graduates. Their professional accomplishments, their personal qualities, their leadership, in communities and churches and countless other organizations. Their collective clout as the Hendrix Mafia, which is a fearsome and wonderful thing, at least here in Central Arkansas. I cannot run through all the wonderful things I hear about Hendrix alumni, but I can sit down and I can get us around to our real business here this morning, which is turning the spotlight on three remarkable people who represent all that is best about this college, its impact, and its importance to Arkansas, the nation, and the world. So congratulations to our award recipients today, and thank you all again for being with us on this happy occasion. Thank you. This time it's my pleasure to invite Maribeth Garrison, class of 1964, the chair of our Alumni Association Board of Governors, to begin our awards.
Thank you, Ellis. And on behalf of the Alumni Association Board of Governors, I want to add my welcome to you. We're so happy you're here today. The Alumni Association has presented the James E. Major Service Award since 1981. It was established to honor Dr. James Major, class of 1940, and Emeritus Vice President for Development, and is given for meritorious service to the college. Dr. Major and his wife Lily send their warmest regards. The James E. Major Service Award is presented by the Hendrix College Alumni Association to individuals who offer distinguished service to the college and its students over a long period of time. Past recipients include current and former members of the Hendrix staff, as well as persons whose volunteer service has significantly enhanced the experience of Hendrix students. The Hendrix College Alumni Association is pleased to recognize Dee Dee Allen as a 2017 recipient of the James E. Major Award. Ms. Allen, would you join me? Dee Dee, it is my great pleasure to share the following citation recognizing achievement and dedication that have earned you this honor. Whereas Dee Dee Allen managed the Hendrix College bookstore from August 1999 until she retired in November 2016. And whereas Dee Dee Allen began her bookstore career in 1977 while working for the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, where she completed Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. Whereas Dee Dee Allen led the bookstore's transition from Hewlin Hall to the village at Hendrix. And whereas Dee Dee Allen has devoted her time since her 2016 retirement to her family. Therefore, the Hendrix College Alumni Association Board of Governors is pleased to bestow the 2017 James E. Major Service Award upon Dee Dee Allen and to hold her up to the Hendrix community and to the world as an exemplar, meritorious service to Hendrix College.
Maribeth, thank you very much. It is with great enthusiasm that I accept this Distinguished Service Award. Y'all, I'm truly humbled. And I told myself I'm not going to cry. I'm truly humbled and honored that you have bestowed this gift upon me. My ever-present gift is my time here at Hendrix. The gift of working with wonderful people. The gift of working on such a beautiful, historic, and academically challenging campus. The gift of experiencing my own Hendrix Odyssey every day. My journey began here 17 years ago And over the years, my life has been enriched with the involvement in campus activities and my association with all of the faculty and staff here at Hendrix. And I've had the honor over the years to help thousands, seems like many thousands of students and their families at the bookstore, from freshmen moving in the fall to graduation in the spring. Thank you, Hendrix and Barnes & Noble, for the opportunity to serve as bookstore manager. As you all know, we do not travel our journey alone, so I would like to take a minute to recognize and thank those people who have helped me on my journey here at Hendrix. So I will begin with my Barnes & Noble family. My first regional manager, who hired me over the phone in 1999, Lori Schmidt. Barbara Jensen, my assistant bookstore manager and very dear friend, who helped me, walked with me every single step of the way as we face the many challenges of the ever-changing bookstore industry. Thank you for your 16 years of service, hard work, and dedication to the bookstore. All of the bookstore managers in our region, especially Brenda Thomas from UALR, Brenda has been my support and go-to person for the past 16 years. My current regional manager, Cynthia Bader, who has been my rock for the past 7 years. I was fortunate to have Cynthia's expert guidance as I faced my two greatest challenges here at Hendrix, was moving the bookstore from the center campus to Hendrix Village and the return of football to Hendrix. Thank you very much, Cynthia. And I want to thank all the students that have worked at the bookstore, especially Abigail Lee. Abigail started working with us as a freshman, and she will graduate in just 3 weeks we were talking about. Abigail, I appreciate all of your hard work and devotion to the job. And now my Hendrix family. I have lots of families. Thank you, Tom Siebenhorten. I have had the pleasure of working with Tom for the past 6 years. Tom has been a great partner with Barnes & Noble. He has helped us with all of our Barnes & Noble initiatives to improve the operations of the store and worked with us to introduce the textbook rental program, allowing us to keep the price of textbooks affordable for our students. Tom, I appreciate your help as well as the support of the president and senior staff. I am very grateful for the help and support of all of the faculty, staff, and the many departments on campus, from admissions to facilities. It does indeed take a village to operate a bookstore. And then thanks to my family, who have supported me in every way possible. And yes, they've all been employed by the bookstore. My wonderful husband, David, who helped me set up and sell football merchandise at every home game at the stadium. He was with me every time. My two beautiful daughters, Julie and Jody, you know, they came to my rescue many times when I needed cashiers, help with buyback, boxing up book returns. Thank you guys, I love you very much. Of course, I will remain in contact with everyone and always have constant, kind, and warm thoughts of you in my days here at Hendrix. Thank you all very much, and best of all.
The Alumni Association Board of Governors created the Hendrix Humanitarian Award to recognize and honor living alumni who significantly improved the quality of life in the world through their service and dedication to humanity. The Hendrix College Alumni Association is pleased to recognize Martha Love Faulkner, class of 1949, as the 2017 recipient of the Hendrix Humanitarian Award. Ms. Faulkner, would you join me, please? Martha, it is my great pleasure to share the following citation recognizing achievements and dedication that have earned you this honor. Whereas Martha Love Faulkner, class of 1949, was a member of the Women's Emergency Committee during the Little Rock School desegregation process, which worked for the reopening of the Little Rock schools. And whereas Martha Love Faulkner has served on multiple community, educational, and philanthropic boards, including Camp Aldersgate, Smith College, and the Lydia Patterson Institute. And whereas Martha Love Faulkner has been a loyal Hendrix graduate and faithful supporter of her alma mater alongside her late husband Winston, whom she met as a student at Hendrix. And whereas Martha Love Faulkner embodies what it means to significantly improve the quality of life in the world through her service and dedication to humanity. Therefore, the Hendrix College Alumni Association Board of Governors is proud to bestow the 2017 Hendrix Humanitarian Award upon Martha Love Faulkner, Hendrix College alumnus from the class of 1949, and to hold her up to the Hendrix community and to the world as one who has significantly improved the quality of life in the world through their service and dedication to humanity. Conway, Arkansas, April 22nd, 2017.
Tell you how much this honor means to me. If I start crying, I definitely going to do that. So, but I can't believe so many of my friends and family came today, and I want to tell you right now that you shared this award with me because you've been with me all the way. I love Hendrix. I can't believe that it's been 72 years since I walked on this campus. You know, I think that I can make that year maybe a time of renewal, a new beginning. Because in 1945, all of 1945, the World War II was ended. We were welcoming a new president, Dr. Matt Ellis. Our sororities and fraternities that had been on campus had met and they decided to disband, and they shared all their money that they had in order to fix up a place in the old post office building for a student union. Basketball and football had been on hold since the beginning of the war. And so now it was to be resumed. And in my sophomore year, all of the GIs started coming back to the college. So, and that was when I met this dashing, handsome, young naval officer that they all called Preacher Father. Those were the days. But what has been so remarkable has been taken by little and year by year on this wonderful campus. How proud that we are of what it has become. One of the most prestigious, Hendrix College is one of the most prestigious schools in the whole country. Winston would have said, and he said it many times, it's the Harvard of the South. There are some things, though, that have not changed, and that have been so, made Hendrix so special. When I was here, our enrollment was rather small, but we were one big happy family. Our professors were interested in our future. They wanted us to succeed, and they did everything within their power to encourage us to set high goals for ourselves and to grow into responsible adults. And that has not changed. I worked in the library when I was here at Hendrix. Our librarian was Miss Ethel K. Miller. And Miss Miller was this dear, sweet little lady. She was very serious, very quiet, very reserved, but very professional. I went in for work one day, and I was greeted by one of the girls in the room and came rushing over to me. Miss Miller wants to see you in her office immediately. Well, my pulse again rose. And I thought, what have I done? Miss Miller never called us in her office. She never reprimanded us for anything. And I thought, oh my goodness, this has got to be really serious. I put my books down and I walked slowly back to the room and I knocked on her office door. Miss Miller, you wanted to see me? Yes, Miss Love. I have something I need to discuss with you. Oh, I took a deep breath as she said, I understand that you and Preacher Faulkner have been fallen out and broken up. I want you to know right now that you need to get this straightened out because you and Preacher are meant for each other. I don't know if the faculty-student relationships go that far. But I do know that the desire to promote success and to establish a healthy environment for learning and building character is still here. My 4 years at Hendrix prepared me to do a lot of things, and I am so grateful to them. I think that the reason I came to Hendrix because it was a Methodist school, and it was the only Methodist school in Arkansas. Or maybe Henderson was still a Methodist school then. But anyway, it was the Methodist school. I think that maybe the Methodist Church has been in our DNA since birth. I knew early on that I wanted to be or do something for God in my church. And my 4 years at Hendrix prepared me to do just that. And to Hendrix, I will always be grateful.
In 2007, the Alumni Association Board of Governors created an award to recognize the accomplishments and promise of the college's young alumni. The Outstanding Young Alumnus or Alumna Award is presented to an alumnus or alumna of Hendrix College who has shown accomplishment and promise in his or her chosen profession or in service to the broader community, and has demonstrated continuing loyalty, support, and advocacy for the college. The recipient should be within 15 years of his or her graduation. Today, we recognize Gabrielle Schonder, a member of the class of 2007, as the 2017 recipient of the award. Ms. Schonder, would you please come forward? Gabrielle, it is with my great pleasure to share the following citation recognizing achievements and dedication that have earned you this honor. Whereas Gabrielle Schonder, class of 2007, is an Emmy award-winning producer and reporter with PBS's acclaimed investigative documentary series Frontline. And whereas Gabrielle Schonder has co-produced 20 stories at 60 Minutes, the highest-rated news program in history, and the investigative reports Insiders, Washington's Open Secret, Broken Senate, Inside the NSA, The Deputy Director, False Confession Capital, and Treating Ebola. And whereas Gabrielle Schonder has set the highest editorial standards for broadcast journalism and earned the trust of lobbyists, prosecutors, displaced young migrants, and congressional sources through her fair and objective reporting and in-depth investigations. And whereas Gabrielle Schonder's career has taken her to the UN, the State Department, NSA, CIA, FBI, Department of Justice, the White House, the U.S. Capitol, and 24 mediocre coffee shops to meet whistleblowers. Therefore, the Hendrix College Alumni Association Board of Governors is proud to bestow the 2017 Outstanding Young Alumna Award upon Gabrielle Schonder, Hendrix College alumnus from the class of 2007, and to hold her up to the Hendrix community and to the world as an exemplar of the values of Hendrix College. Conway, Arkansas, April 22nd, 2017.
Thank you, Maribeth. I want to thank my family that's here today. My husband, BJ, my mom and dad, Elaine, Shiv, Santa, my friends who traveled here today, Mitchell Boone, Josh Blevins. And I'd like to recognize the professors that are seated, Jay Barth and Kim Basil. You both pushed me to get out into the world, to study at Oxford, to write my thesis from South Africa, and apply for an internship in New York. You encouraged me to work for Wes Clark's presidential campaign, which made national politics successful. I worked for the campaign's legal team, and I got coffee for staffers as they did phone interviews with NPR and ABC, and I did it all from Little Rock. Jane Kim, you brought brilliant speakers to campus. As students, we registered as lobbyists in the State House and rented a van and drove down to Mississippi to register voters for gubernatorial races. During my junior year, when I was home from school, I was watching an episode of Face the Nation, and I thought, hey, maybe I can do this. The Hendrix community provided that wherewithal and that confidence. I'm fortunate to get to wake up every day to read about politics, write about policy, and film interviews with great political minds, as my colleague and I cover the history that's unfolding around us all. And we have a duty to explain what current affairs really matter. Americans deserve clear facts behind complex issues facing them and their loved ones every day. Hendrix taught me how to pick up the phone and chase down the facts, research, report, and approach these issues critically and distill information quickly. It's a responsibility I would have never felt capable of handling without the steady hand of my professors, in a community that truly fostered independent thought and expected lively debates in classes. Classes like American presidency, feminist political thought, and constitutional law. You all allowed us to study anything. And if we could design it, if you all allowed us to study anything, we could design it. And the impact of that freedom is far-reaching for Hendrix graduates for making an impact. From the moment I stepped on campus, it was clear that this quirky place was for me. It was full of humble, smart students. It was authentic, active, and a place of rigor where I hoped I could keep up. Thanks for promoting and preserving those values in this place. And I thank you for this generous recognition of the work you all have prepared me for.
For 57 years, the Alumni Association presented the Distinguished Alumnus or Alumna Award to living alumni who have distinguished his or herself in vocation, service to humanity, and service to the college. Next year, we will recognize Joan Davis Wagnon, a member of the class of 1962, as the 2017 Distinguished Alumna. Mrs. Wagnon was unable to be here this year. And again, congratulations to Dee Dee, Martha, and Gabrielle. You three make me so proud to be a part of Hendrix.
Thank you, Maribeth, and just your accomplishments and contributions are truly amazing, and you are indeed an inspiration to us. You join a long line of dedicated and accomplished prior recipients, and we're honored to hold you in that group. Congratulations to each of you. Well, as we wind up today, I want to just take a moment to express thanks to a group of people who really worked really diligently for weeks to make this a special occasion. And that's the folks in the alumni office, Barbara Horton, Teresa Awesome, Jamie Brainerd, Krista Davis, and Pamela Owen, working with the Advancement Office and many volunteers and the Alumni Association Board of Governors to truly make this weekend a success that it is. So if you could, let's express our appreciation. Each of you play an important role in helping us to perpetuate and to continue such a wonderful list of recipients. And so on your table is a sheet of paper that has the bios of today's recipients. And on the reverse side is a nomination form. So I would encourage you to take that home with you and take a look and think about your classmates and others that you have been familiar with that you think are deserving of these awards, and to help us to continue this great tradition of outstanding recipients from the Alumni Association. We have a lot going on today. Hopefully the weather will continue to improve. I'd like to encourage you to participate in the last lecture that will be this afternoon, beginning at 1 o'clock. They'll be at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock in Mills Center. Dr. Ann Williard, Dr. Tom Goodwin, and Dr. Alice Hines, who'll be retiring next month, will all be providing their last lectures, and I know you'll want to attend that. This evening in the theater, the Hendrix College Senior Seminar presents the Contemporary American Theater Project Proof, Pulitzer Prize-winning play by David Auburn. It'll be in Cave Theater. It's also going to be at 2 o'clock today, and there is no reserved seating, so you might want to take that in. There's various parties, reunion gatherings, both in Conway and Little Rock this evening. I hope you participate in that. And finally, Alumni Weekend will conclude tomorrow with our memorial service in Green Chapel. There'll be a coffee by the fountain prior to the service, but at 10:30 in Green Chapel is the Alumni Memorial Service. It's always a very moving experience. So we thank you for being here today. Congratulations again to all our recipients, and hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you.